T.L.P.C Nation, this may be one of the biggest battles in this tournament because we got undefeated Master Chad and undefeated Master Mike facing off. Whoever wins this battle is going to have a bye. It's going to have a little bit of a break while other players determine whether they're going to be in the finals or not. So whoever wins this match is going to go straight to the finals. It's guaranteed spot. How do you feel about facing Master Mike here?
Oh, yeah, man, it's gonna be a really hard one right there. I can't, I don't know what kind of strategy he's gonna have. I don't know what kind of strategy I'm gonna have. We're just throwing some stuff out there, but it's like two titans going at it, you know?
Agreed.
At it.
Agreed.
At it. Show me some.
Oh, yeah, I'll give you some.
Yeah,
Boom.
Titans.
Oh.
Going at it, so
yes,
it's gonna be explosive. And
most definitely,
it's gonna be one of those to the wire matches.
You know,
that
honestly,
you're here for.
From what I've seen, I think it's gonna be some high aggro on this player's part, and some high tanky beauty and elevation of stat boosts on Mike's part. I might call it, I might not, but from what I've seen, that's where the strength lies. So it's gonna be basically a sword versus a shield. And we're going to see what can be broken, the shield or the sword. So with that being said, I can't wait. It's like what Chad said. It's going to be two titans facing off. It's going to be explosive. It's going to be phenomenal. We're going to see who can build the best team comp. We're going to see who can get the momentum. We're going to see who can make the best decisions without hardly, hopefully, any mistakes. And who's going to have luck on their side.
Comes down to the decisions making. I can't push it just like, ooh, press the button, let's go. I gotta take a step now and like really go to the wire.
Waste no turns.
No turns need to be wasted, and I gotta, try to use that clock and try to, make my opponent think, second guess themselves too. So here we go.
Here we go, everyone. Stay tuned. T.L.P.C Nation, we love you. T.L.P.C Nation, I got my brother that I love so much, that I respect so much, that I have so much belief in. He is on a roll. He is killing it today. Oh my goodness, Mr. Undefeated right now. Ooh. He is like a king on the mountain. He is going to face another king on the mountain, Master Chad. How do you feel right now with so much at stake? If you win, you go straight to the finals. If you win, you get a bye and you get a second to relax and watch. Bro, this is a big battle. This is a big battle. How do you feel?
I remember the first time I tangled with Chad, and it was an absolute slobber knocker. So I wouldn't expect anything different from this last one. So I'm feeling really good coming into this. I feel like I have some better Pokemon this time around, and hopefully I can pull off this strategy and hopefully I can pick up that victory and take that bye to the finals.
Ooh, I love hearing the confidence from a man. I always believe in Master Mike. With that being said, there's only one way to find out what's going to happen, baby. T.L.P.C Nation, stay tuned, because we love you.
How's it going, T.L.P.C Nation? Master Finn here, bringing you the next round of our 8th generation doubles tournament. Our undefeated Master Mike going against our undefeated Master Chad. We got two teams up on the screen. Master Chad looks like he's going to go hyper aggro. Big change from the last round. And it looks like we got the same coming from Master Mike, bringing that same team he brought against me. All we can do is wait and see how this is going to go. It looks like Master Mike has got his team locked in and ready to go. Oh, and Master Chad's locked in his. Let's see how these leads look.
We also got Professor Joe on side commentary as Master Finn leads the way on this one. Woo-woo! Let's have a great, phenomenal slobber-knocker.
Master Mike did call this a big slobber-knocker, I remember in the interview. Now comes that Hitmontop and a Rotom Heat. Look at that shiny Hitmontop. Sparkles so bright. Now comes a shiny Metagross and a shiny Roserade. Great leads on both parts. Master Mike's got to look out for that Fire-type move coming from that Rotom Heat, it looks like right now. And he's probably got something for that. We see the Intimidate come out from the Hitmontop. Clear Body knocking that away. Only affecting the Roserade, and I don't know how much that's going to affect it. We see some great strategy going on here from Master Mike. What's he going to do? And Interesting, interesting. I can say that I have kind of approved of that, Master Mike. Waiting for Master Chad here to take his move, see what he's going to do. I got some real high expectations on what I want to see from this battle.
Agreed.
Alright, thank you, Master Joe, for tipping in there.
I got you, Master Finn, any day, all day, every day.
And the fake out comes from the Hitmontop onto the Metagross, causing an automatic flinch. But that Roserade comes out with Toxic Spikes, setting that up. That's going to make switching around incredibly difficult for Master Chad. And out comes an overheat from that Rotom Heat, hitting Metagross super effectively, and that's a one-hit KO. You can see anything from that Metagross, but that special attack part. Who will Master Mike send out in its place? And just like I thought, out comes a Milotic. Good choice bringing that bulky water type out against this fire type. Even though it is fire electric, its special attack just partially failed, going to cripple it extensively.
I do gotta say, they were right when they said they were bringing high aggro, when they said that this was gonna be a Slobberknocker!
Oh, and Resurrect going for the spikes, setting it up. That's one layer Toxic Spikes and one layer Spikes on the ground. And out comes the Awkward Cell from the Milotic, and it connects with the Rotom. I'm actually really surprised that Milotic went before it. Now comes a Volt Switch onto the Milotic. I cannot say the Master Chad's probably happy with what he sees right now. And out comes the Jolteon on that Volt Switch. Ooh, look at it, shiny again. And then there's Poison Spikes coming into effect. And then the normal Spikes coming into effect. That's going to make things difficult for Master Chad. And here comes the close combat. Milotic living on 23. Ah, that's got to be disappointing for Master Chad. But he probably wants to do a little bit more damage there. And out goes Hitmontop. I don't know what's coming in, but I have a good idea that it's either going to probably be that Rotom Heat or something else we saw in this season. And I was correct. Here comes that Rotom Heat out once again. But we have seen before that the Milotic was faster than this Rotom Heat. And that Poison chipping down on the Jolteon, doing a mighty fine job.
It looks like due to the levitate, the Rotom is not affected by Toxic Spikes.
Indeed, or normal Spikes. Master Mike taking his time, trying to figure out exactly what he wants to do on this turn. A lot of momentum rides in the balance.
Decisions will definitely be made.
And the Thunderbolt coming out from the Jolteon onto that Milotic, and that will pick up the KO. That takes us to where Master Mike has lost 2 Pokemon, and Master Chad's lost none. And now comes the Leech Seed onto that Jolteon, which is going to be residual damage overturned. And Roserade avoids that overheat like a champ. The Leech Seed with the poison is going to keep racking up that damage on that Jolteon. This does not look pretty for it right now. It's on the Master Mike to see who he's going to send in to try to help him take back momentum from this battle. And now comes Demon Wing. Everybody knows Demon Wing. Shiny Charizard. Brought it many times before. Now what's it going to do staring down 2 electric types is what I want to know. Alright, and we see Jolteon going first with a Thunderbolt. Of course, the Demon Wing pulls on with 33% and goes with that Flamethrower. Is that enough to take it out? And it is! Jolteon goes down. Resurrect sets up another layer of spikes. It's 1 layer Toxic Spikes and 2 layers of normal spikes on the field on Chad's side. Here comes the Volt Switch, and it takes out Demon Wing. Demon Wing goes down, but it didn't go down in vain as Jolteon was taken along with it. That leaves us with 3 down for Master Mike, 1 down for Master Chad, but momentum is still up in the air to grab.
Looks like Master Mike's strategy is long-term right now, with setting up the field. Looks like Chad is doing some deep thinking on what decisions he will be making next.
Indeed, with a clear field, Master Chad has all the time to figure out what he's going to send out to try to finish this battle off. And now comes that Hitmontop with the Intimidate once again. Going to lower that Roserade's physical attack. But now this time it gets hit by the poison and the spikes on its switch in.
And its close combat is no longer a docking effect to it.
Yeah. And who's going to come out for Master Mike? Is it going to be everyone's favorite Chub Chub or Dragapult? Who will know? And out comes the Rotom from Master Chad, and out comes Dragapult. Good choice on Master Mike's field. So right now, this Roserade's been sitting around for a long time. We watched it dodge an overheat earlier. And it's just setting up entry hazards onto Master Chad's field. Both trainers even thought about what they're going to do on this turn. And here we go, him on top with that fake out onto the Roserade. Good choice on Master Chad's part just because of how much annoyance it's going to be later down the road. And the Dragon Darts comes out from the Dragapult. 1 dart for each one. Does decent damage to the Rotom and decent damage to the Hitmontop. And now comes that Overheat to take the KO on that Roserade. Roserade putting a lot of work, but that leaves it down to a 5 versus 2. But we all have faith that Master Mike can pull through with the Dragapult and everyone's favorite Chub Chub.
I can't say that looks like that Rotom Heat is doing work on Master Chad's part this battle as well.
Indeed it does. It's doing a lot of work. I think it's picked up like 3 KOs now and had a lot of field disruption. So what's going to happen on this turn? We see the Phantom Force coming out from the Dragapult, going to take it off the field for a turn. It's 1 less target for him to hit. Now comes the Will-O-Wisp onto Chub Chub. That burn's really going to cut its attack stat a lot. But here comes the close combat from it. And Chub Chub lives through it. But will he live another turn? That's the big question. And then here comes the Berry. Hopping, going to bring it back up quite a bit of health. And now comes a Body Slam onto Rotom Heat and picking up the KO. This is exactly what Master Mike needs. He needs to KO as many Pokemon as fast as he can. That's going to bring us to a 4-2 in Master Chad's favor, but the poison's going to keep doing damage on the Hitmontop. And the burn comes out for Chub Chub. Master Chad thinking long and hard on what to do, the best way to wrap up this battle. And out comes a Mungus. Oh, a poison type, grass poison type. The poison type's going to soak up those toxic spikes so he no longer has to worry about those on his side of the field. And the Rage Powder coming out from the Mungus is going to bring all moves onto it for this turn. And here comes the Phantom Force from the Dragapult. Master Mike was probably hoping that would be taking out that Hitmontop, who's very dangerous to that Snorlax right now. And Chub Chub goes down after that close combat, unfortunately for him. But that drops Hitmontop's defense and special defense another stage. So now it's Dragapult versus the world. Can he pull it off? Alright, Dragapult versus the world right now. What's he gonna do? And how comes the Dynamax from Master Mike, bringing that giant Dragapult onto the field. I'm getting old VGC vibes just watching this, as we watch Dragapult once again get there. And Amoonguss used Protect. Now, that is going to make Max Phantasm, if it's aimed for Amoonguss, do less damage, but it's still going to hit through that Protect. Lowering both of their defenses is going to be really well for this Dragapult because it's physically attacking. Here comes the Stone Edge. It does a decent amount of damage, but not as much as I would expect Master Chap would like. See the leftovers on the Amoonguss and the poison ticking down that Hitmontop a little bit more. It looks like Hitmontop's got one more turn left in him. Oh, and Hitmontop gets switched out. Now, fun note, it will not be able to come back into this battle, but that Crocodile might just be able to clean this battle up anyways. Intimidate comes out, but the clear body canceling it out. This is a real close one. The Max Wormwood coming out on which slot? The Amoonguss, that's what I thought. And the Amoonguss goes down. Oh, this is getting a lot closer than we thought it was going to be, guys. It's now 1 versus 3, but Hitmontop are not coming out because of those spikes. So theoretically, it's 1 versus 2. Now, who's Master Chad going to send out? And out comes the Hitmontop, which is an interesting choice as it instantly dies. And then we get to see Master Chad's last Pokemon. It's Mimikyu! Oh, late game Mimikyu. This might be problematic for the Dragapult right here with that imposter ability. Oh, disguise ability. We can only see. The Dragapult take down a Mimikyu and a Crocodile. Oh, and out comes the Dynamax from Master Chad's side. If I was to guess, it's either going to be the Crocodile or the Mimikyu. Good deduction, right? And it's the Mimikyu. Such an interesting Pokemon with that one time, just you can't hit me.
Makes him very dynamic.
Very dynamic. Max Phantasm comes out and hits the Mimikyu. Again, it's got that one reverse card. Just going to pop that disguise, but the defense does fall. Now comes the Max Starfall, and I'll be surprised if this does not conclude the battle. And it does. Super effective Max Starfall from a Fairy-type Mimikyu. It was a good battle between our two opponents, but it looks like Master Chad's going to be the one coming out on top of this. Still, Master Mike did a great job on the battling. You get to move down to our losing bracket. Thank you guys for watching our battle. Stay tuned for after battle interviews. And
T.L.P.C Nation, me and Master Chad right back at you with another great battle. Master Chad claimed victory. He is moving to the finals. How do you feel about the great match that you just had with a formidable titan of a player, Master Mike?
It was like deja vu all over again. Two titans just going at it, big fish in the pool. And what happened was the friggin' Metagross and the Roserade. I didn't know which one to pick. And I'm glad I did get rid of the Metagross at first, but that Roserade, I didn't expect all those toxic spikes to be coming out like that. That was the insane part about it. Just such a great strategy to just think outside the box and just think about, let's think about the end game and how it's going to affect you. And about 5 turns after I was getting into it, I was like, oh no, like I'm getting at the back end of things. He's making the comeback, and then that's when I had to make some big brain moves and luckily I had the right Pokemon. My Amoonguss came through. I think definitely is an MVP. And I do want to shout out my Mimikyu, because that's just been my beauty. One of my favorite Pokemons from 7th generation, definitely. That disguise ability is, it's not a, do not mess with that. Just definitely try to come up with the counter for it. But I give big shout out to Mike. He's just definitely a genius when it comes to thinking outside the box and making you really work for it.
That is some true words. You know, in my opinion of the match, it was really great. I think Master Chad was thinking quick and hard-hitting, and that's exactly what he did. I think Master Mike was thinking more of a long-term game plan, which was very effective in the end. It actually allowed him to make a really great comeback. He got phenomenal momentum toward the end, but I would have to say that Rotom did a couple OHKOs, which was very effective. You know, the Hitmontop did a little bit of work too. And so did that in the end. It came down to that Mimikyu in the disguise, when it was an all or nothing push for Master Mike, which he was making. But either way, great job to you, Master Chad. Decisions were made, the battle was played, and you're moving on to the finals. And you can never count out Master Mike, because he's definitely a strategist, and he does think outside the box. With that being said, T.L.P.C Nation, guess what? We love you. Stay tuned to see who's going to move on from the loser's bracket and face this man for the finals to be crowned our first 8th generation doubles champion. T.L.P.C Nation, after battle interview with my brother, Master Mike. He did a great job in that battle. I really liked the way he was thinking there. He was the whole thing about long-term strat, which is very effective, and it pulled off for him toward the end, allowed him to make an almost comeback. But there was a few Pokemon that stopped him on that journey. I think the Mimikyu was one of the big factors with that disguise when he was Dynamaxed with that Dragapult. But hey, I want to let this man speak on how he felt with that battle and everything with it.
That battle was exactly what I thought it was going to be. It was intense. It was down to the wire, as it always is when two titans, two big fish in the pond, just clash at each other, take each other out. But I mean, there can only be one winner.
That's true.
Chad had a little bit better of a strategy. That Rotom was something I was not expecting, and didn't really know how to handle it at first. Eventually I got it out of there and started doing a little better.
Oh yeah.
But really, it came down to that Pokemon, I think.
The Mimikyu, huh? Yeah. Or the Rotom. Both.
The Rotom took out, I believe,
half your team.
Yeah, half my team. So definitely, if he wouldn't have brought that, it could have went totally different.
Agreed on that. Great battle either way. I respect you, especially with the outside of the box long-term strat that you brought. I do want to say it's not over for this man. Stay tuned. Keep watching him. He's going to try to make a phenomenal comeback and see if he can face Chad for round 2, baby. And maybe he can make some adjustments. T.L.P.C Nation, we love you. Stay tuned.